Chapter 10, Campfire Stories. You guys have been on the road with the crew that you work with. You work on a deer tank, and so as a result, like, you know, you get to know these guys quite a lot. You have your commanding officer, Charlie, who's better known as Good Luck Charlie for reasons that haven't been explained. You know, you've got your old friend from back in your hometown, an unnamed town in the middle of nowhere, Abe, and then a little kind of frantic mouse named Greg. And you're all sitting around the campfire. You've done some traveling. We've skipped a little bit of time because the traveling was more or less boring, and this is one stop along the way, and that's where we're gonna pick up. From there, you guys are just talking about different experiences. Greg is looking a little sleepy. He typically ends up not being very good at staying awake for, you know, watch, and so it's something you kind of bully him about, but something that you can't really convince him into doing better with. It was something he had a lot of troubles back in boot camp with. But anyway, you guys are sitting around sharing stories about your hometown, and Abe pipes up to bring a story up. He goes, "Hey, Bree, you remember the harvest festivals that we used to go to?" And you nod because you do. Charlie, not having any reference point for what you're talking about, goes, "You guys have known each other? Like, are you all, like, all three of you guys knew each other prior to this?" And Abe says, No, we, you know, just me and Bree have known each other for quite a while. We grew up in the same town." You kind of take over the story from there, telling about one of your favorite fall festivals, one of your favorite harvest festivals, and that's what your story is going to be about tonight. So one year, a couple of years ago, you were being kind of pushed out of the house. Your mom had burned some of the pies and needed to, you know, make sure that she redid them. She probably could have just let them be. They weren't that burnt, and you know your mom's cooking is actually quite excellent. So worrying about these sort of things is not really a huge deal, but it matters to her. So she decided to stay behind, and you and your dad went off to go and head off to the festival rather than be late, because I mean there's a lot going on and you're part of the play tonight, so you need to be there. You need to, you know, get dressed up, you need to do your, you know, bit and all that jazz. So off you go without your mom. She you know, says she'll come along later, and so you start riding towards town. Ringo, your beetle, or at least one of its predecessors, taking you towards town to be able to have just a nice little festival. Along the way, since Abe's place is on the way to town, you decide to go ahead and pick him up. And by the time you actually get there, it's late at night. You know, the festival really kicks off at night. There's a lot to do, and I'm gonna just open it up for y'all to decide what you want to do. At some point, there's gonna be a dance. At some point, there's gonna be a play, obviously. Also, I know Emily is there, and she is there. You can go and talk to her if you want, but reminder, she is not, at this point, giving you her scarf or confessed her feelings or anything like that. So, you know, try not, you know, break the timelines too much. You do have a play to do later, but you decide, let's a little drinks. Let's get trashed. And you decide to start binge drinking and make a wish on a dandelion seed. Abe kind of pipes up. So that's why I couldn't find you at the festival for a bit, because you were like getting trashed? Wild, man. All right. Would explain a couple things. Anyway, continue. You're making a wish on a sunflower seed. Specifically, what are you wishing for? Wish for the safe return to your siblings and a quick end to the war, and that the spirits go easy on you the next day. The drinks are starting to hit you a little bit harder than you would have really liked, but hey, it's a festival. It's time to enjoy yourself. Time to have fun. Time to, you know, just enjoy the night air. And it's a beautiful night. You can see the stars, and it's just a cool night. It's fun. You spend a lot of time normally working on the farms and you know, helping your dad raise the beetles and all of that. Why not cut loose once in a while? You know, towns from the surrounding area, villages from the surrounding area will come to this harvest festival just to hang out. Because honestly, harvest festivals are just fun. And so, you know, they you know, drop on by to just sort of, you know, exchange stuff, sell pottery, sell, you know, their wares, whatever. You decide to, after getting a little bit tipsy, to go talk to Emily and see what she's up to. You walk up to Emily as she's sort of off by herself, and she seems a little bit bashful to meet you and a little bit shy, but hell, you are too, and you're kind of scared right now. You walk up to her and you say, "Cheese to meet you, Emily. Your dress is good." And then you do a little dance. Bruh. That was is that real? Because that was kind of lame. Anyway, with that, you walk away. Good talk. Let's go ahead and have Emily leave too. She's not entirely sure what to do with that information. She seemed about as bashful as you are, so I guess it works. I mean, in the end, she did end up giving you a gift for your birthday, you know, so I guess she likes you. It's just, you know, she hates us now. All right, well, there's a lot of festivities and things to do at this festival. That's why it's called a festival. It's where you do festive activities. Do they have one of those cool wooden roller coasters? It's just like a harvest festival. They got, like, activities, and you can buy fruit or whatever. See who's hiding in the well. Don't fall. Crawl into the well. Investigate the well. This is the town well. You can get water from it. There's no one hiding in it. It's a well. Sometimes you think about it and you go, well, 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 there's a well in town. Or, well, there it is. You chuckle to yourself because that's pretty good humor right there. You decide to eat some carnival food, or festive food, whatever the case may be. They have roasted, like, sunflower seeds that are available, and you really only need one because you're, like, mouse size, so they're pretty, you know, relatively large, and it's, you know, it's kind of special. It's like a very festive, like, kind of food. Do they have funnel cakes? Dude, they should. Funnel cakes rule. You guys pick up some funnel cakes because everyone loves funnel cakes. That's definitely carny food. That's like the best carny food. And you spend a little bit of time playing some festival games, like ring toss, that kind of thing, cornhole. It's good. It's fun. Do they have any cheese? Of course they have cheese. It's a harvest festival. Okay, but Rev, where does the cheese for milk come from in our universe? Creature. Almond milk. Sure, almond milk. Can you make cheese with almond milk? Yes, but it's super heavy? Sure. Deep fried Twinkies. I don't think they would be Twinkies, but, you know, I think an equivalent could exist very easily. Mozzarella sticks, dude, you guys are coming up with the good stuff. Abe runs up to you and he says, hey, the play's starting soon. If you haven't already, go ahead and get in your costume. I'm gonna go do that myself. You'd almost forgotten. There's a play. Yeah, you're in it. You have a relatively small part in the play. The play is called The Evil King. It's sort of one of those plays where, like, the specific actors or the characters are switched around based on, you know, what people are major in the world at the time. You know, back in the day, it might have been, you know, a king from the Sanguine line or, you know, something like that. But obviously, in more modern interpretations, the Evil King is going to be, you know, the leader of the Black Paw terrorist organization. He's gonna be scary, and then he gets defeated by the good guys. It's that kind of story, and everyone kind of expects it to be the story for, you know, just sort of like, we should encourage peace and don't be an evil ruler and be good peoples. You're one of the soldiers who's, you know, set to try and stop the evil king at some point, but you end up failing, but then someone else comes along and, you know, succeeding. Everyone pulls out these, you know, huge benches and places them in front of the stage. You can see it in the middle there, and gets everything ready so that way they can sit in the audience. They pull them out of, you know, the storage. They're, you know, deconstructed and reconstructed for events like this. The play is going fairly well, and it's about time for you to get up onto stage to say your parts. And so you get up on stage, and of course Abe is playing the Evil King in this. So you get up on stage, and I'm just gonna vibe check. Do y'all just want to say the lines that you're supposed to say? Abe says his lines either way. He says, you know, "Who are you to think that you can stand against me? My kingdom is mighty and powerful. Where's the health bars? A majority of people say yes. You open your mouth to say your line. The line you're supposed to say after Abe says his line. And... fuck, that's a lot of people. Looks like your mom showed up. She does a little wave. Okay, yeah, you've totally forgotten your line. I mean, you've got like one line. You have one thing you're supposed to say, and you absolutely do not remember what you were supposed to say. You're also a tad bit drunk now. In response to Abe's character saying, "Who do you think you are to stand up against me, the king of the Black Paw terrorist organization?" You say, "What is a man? A miserable pile of secrets?" Crowd doesn't know this particular iteration of the play, but is just sort of vibing with it. Definitely wasn't your line, but Abe decides to roll with it. Yes, you're the miserable pile of secrets here. And then Abe stabs you with his fake sword. And supposedly that makes you dead. And everyone claps from the scene being over. And then we died. Yes. Was it because you were drunk, dude? Is that why you forgot your lines? Or what was that? That was weird. Yeah, I remember that. That was weird of you. Can we drunk it? You're not drunk right now. This happened years ago. You're sober now. And with that, the play ends, you know, after a couple more scenes where eventually the king is defeated and the unification of the kingdoms comes to bear, and everyone claps because it's really nice and it's great, and everything turned out good in the end. Good play, everyone. Everyone claps politely, especially those that are from town because they know you. And with that, it's time for the dance. Now, traditionally, at this dance, you're supposed to, ask someone to dance with you. Is your mom proud of you? She's very proud of you. She said you did great. The dance isn't particularly long, so who would you like to dance with? You don't have to dance with anyone. You can dance by yourself if you'd like, but I'm gonna let you guys decide who you dance with. Eating dirt always lets me make my mind up. I'm pretty sure you can get some really nasty diseases by just eating dirt. Like, as much as chat really loves that meme of just eat dirt, like, no, don't eat dirt. That's weird. That's bad. That'll cause you problems. You'll have digestion problems. I think you can hallucinate off of dirt. Pyron disease? I don't know what that is. That sounds stupid. Anyway, you're able to go and find Emily, and you ask her, "Hey, Emily, do you want to like dance?" And she nods, not saying anything, out loud, but you get the picture. And so you both walk out to the dance floor together, and let's crank the good old school jams. And you do a little dance with Emily. It's one of your happier memories of living at home is this festival. And yeah, you kind of made an ass of yourself on the stage and to her in general, but it turns out that it turned out okay. Like, she liked you in the end, and she liked you well enough to agree to dance with you, so that's good at least. The rest of the night went fairly well, and everything, kind of turned out okay. And that is the end of the story that you ended up telling Charlie and Greg, who fell asleep because he fell asleep. Abe says, "So, listen, if it ain't weird, why is your nickname Good Luck Chuck? Like, why do people call you that?" "Well, I got that name back a few years back, Charlie, sorry. Why is your name Good Luck Charlie? Why do people call you that? Well, I got that name a few years back. We were riding over some of the mountain ranges in the Garden Wall. I was on a different deer crew at the time. You know, y'all, this is your first deer tank, but for me, this is fifth, something like that. I don't remember exactly. But we had been climbing this mountain range, and the pathway for this mountain range was incredibly thin. We had a convoy going through. Now I was acting as commander, much as I am now, doing the lookout work for, you know, the rest of the tank, and I had spotted that they had announced at the front of the train that we were, you know, gonna pull over to the side a bit in order to allow some farmers through. There's some farmers from the Garden Wall that were coming down the same pathway, and, you know, deer are, you know, kind of large animals and kind of hard to get through narrow gaps like this. And y'all are, God, I'd forgotten about this, but that deer was very skittish. Like the one we've got now, she's great, and y'all need to appreciate that. A good deer that doesn't bolt at the sign of danger is something that we try and train into our deer tanks, but you don't always get it. Sometimes you get one that just makes it through training just barely. And anyway, so we're around in this corner, and they let us know from up ahead that we were going to try and pull to the side to allow a convoy through. Now, they're saying that there was going to be 2 farmers and a cart coming down the road. So I instruct our, you know, tank to go ahead and pull off to the side just a little bit, as much as we can. And I see the convoy pulling down the way. Now, I noticed immediately that there was something wrong. And as I'm going to try and point it out, I noticed that they start dropping things out of the back of their cart. And I'm thinking that's a little weird. So it turns out that they were actually just fighters for the Black Paw terrorist group, and it didn't go terribly great for us. The deer in front of us got its leg blown off and fell off the side of the cliff. We never ended up seeing where they went, and our deer was too skittish for me to be able to stay in, so I got bucked off the back of the tank, ended up falling. That started a huge stampede of deer. Our deer went ahead and charged the 2 farmers, not knowing what it was doing, and ended up falling off the cliff with them. A couple of the other deer did the same, just trying to figure out where to go, getting confused and following the leader. And at the end of it, I was pretty much the only one that was left. There were a couple that were further back and didn't get hurt by any of the explosions, and so I was picked up by them and sent back to get a new crew. And anyway, considering I was one of the only people who survived that, and I was right up at the front of the convoy, they decided to just call me Good Luck Chuck. It's a bit ironic, I think. Mice can actually survive fairly decent falls. Found that out. Oh, I definitely got messed up from it. Don't worry about that. But, you know, I survived. Well, with that, there was a bit of confusion around the campfire. Greg, thankfully, was more or less asleep. So in response to Abe telling his story about, like, the first time that he survived an awful tank accident that ended up killing dozens and dozens of people and wiping out an armored column that was, you know, going to be going and reinforcing, similar to the way that you guys are currently on your road to reinforce against the same organization that killed those deer. Your response is, oh, you say, staring into the fire. You start crying a little bit, and Abe says what you were thinking to say next. That was kind of fucked up. Well, you asked, and yeah, I just kept getting a reputation for, you know, exactly that. So, I don't know. Well, damn. Says Abe. Well, Charlie says, kind of like poking at the fire a bit with a stick. I think Greg has the right idea. Maybe we should start calling it for the night, and maybe start putting it, you know, maybe we should go to bed now. Abe kind of nods, and you just sort of continue to stand there staring at the fire. Can we kiss, Abe? I didn't draw that, so no. But anyway, that is that's all I was able to draw. Because, I mean, man, this last Thursday of this month, man, it was so soon.